So we just got to this shop, Karoonda shop. It's middle of nowhere on our way to McKillops Bridge, and there's nothing here. There's a servo, but it's not even attended, so you got to ring the doorbell, then they answer the phone, then 5 minutes later they walk up or drive up, sell you some fuel, and then they lock back up and see you later. So not much going on around here. So we're just pumping the tyres up, and then we'll keep heading up to McKillops Bridge and have a look up there and find a campsite for the night. So this is Little River Gorge, deepest gorge in Victoria, and some spots 500 metres deep, so pretty cool to look at. So we made it down to the Snowy River again. So Snowy River there, and Little River I think it is just here. So that's where we were at the gorge before. That's where this comes out and meets the Snowy. Pretty interesting drive, pretty cool road, very narrow, and you had to sort of see people coming a few hundred metres away and pull over and just wait for them to pass. And there was a couple of passing spots there where it was tight, you know, it was only 10 centimetres between cars, and both were in the gutter. One was in the gutter, one was nearly off the cliff. So yeah, interesting drive. Yeah, some pretty cool roads. We're just down here now. Mark's having a quick fish. We're just going to have some lunch. We've found a campsite which is pretty cool. We'll show you shortly, and yeah, have some lunch, and then we're going to go have a look at the bridge before we come back for dinner. So yeah, loving it. Good times. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Hey.
this is McKillops Bridge. So built in 1931, and 11 days before its opening, it got washed away and wrecked. So they'd originally built it 3 metres above the record height of a flood, thinking that it's never going to break it. And then a flood came through, took it away. So then in the next 2 years, they rebuilt it, I think 5 metres further higher up the pylons. And in the 70s, another flood came through at the same height and it stood up. It's pretty far away from everything. So it's 80 miles from the nearest railway in Nawanawa, and it's 40 miles by truck to get everything here. So they used all the river sand and all the local granite. You can see there's granite. It's built on granite. All the foundations there built on the top of the rock. So they blasted all the granite, used that and the sand, and they bought their cement and made everything here. So they welded it all and then lifted it up into place. So pretty interesting for 1930s. Pretty hard work. So this trip we arrived in at Jackson's Crossing on the Snowy River, and there was an absolutely awesome spot that we found with a big nice sandy beach, steep cliffs. It was sort of tropical there, really green, overhanging vines over all the rocks. It looked really cool, so we decided to spend a couple of days there. Did a bit of fishing. I caught a bass, so I've never been freshwater fishing, and jumped in the canoe for probably half an hour or so and landed one at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So they tell me that that's not the time to catch them, but it worked, so pretty happy with that. So we just chilled out there for a few days and just enjoyed it. Just swam around and sat the chairs in the river and just relaxed and took a bit of a break, and it was really awesome. Then we went out on a couple of tracks, and then we went up to McKillops Bridge. We were campsite on the Snowy River just near the McKillops Bridge. We drove all the way in, and there was a few campers around, and then this spot right on the top of the cliff closest to the water, looking out over the range, and the water was available, and we jumped in there and it was awesome. And tried a bit of fishing again, but no go up there. Just a bit of a walk around and have a look at everything and just relax again before heading up to McKillops Bridge. So we headed up there on the last day, and the road up there is awesome. It's just one lane one lane wide, it's not many places to pull over, so if you come across another car, it's pretty tough. We came across a couple of other guys and squeezed past them, and we came back past another one. He had a camper trailer on the back, and we just got past that. But it's tight. It's pretty cool. It's straight down on one side, cliff on the other. Awesome bit of driving. Got to the bridge, and that was pretty impressive. So walked around it for a while, walked across it and under it and over it, and had a look how it was made. And yeah, very interesting. Pretty glad we did it. So good trip. We did some bits and pieces and still explored and looked around. You'll see we got lost trying to find a cave, and we didn't find a cave, but it gave us something to do for an hour or two. But yeah, it was a good relaxing weekend at the end of the year after 2020, and well-deserved break, and still got to do what we want to do, so pretty happy with that. So yeah, good trip.